quite often get asked on my wellbeing retreats, do you always eat like this when I serve up food like this, or that, or that? And the answer is yes, I eat like that at home. That's the whole point of my wellbeing retreats, is trying to share my philosophy around food and connection to nature. And I'm a big believer that you are what you eat, and that your well-being is inherently tied to nature. A lot of what we talk about on retreat is the modi of our food, the life force of our food, and the closer you gather your food from nature, from the ocean, from the mara, from your garden, from the ngāhere, from the forest, the closer your ties to that connection to your food, the more life force you're getting from that food, and the more minerals and vitamins and protein and good fats and omegas and phytochemicals. What I'm going to do is share a little recipe of how I do my kingfish sashimi. Lots of us got, if we're fishermen, we've got access to really good quality fish. And we're like, well, what do we do from there? So I like to match up plenty of good kai, good plants from the garden, to edible flowers and herbs, with all that extra life force in addition to what we're getting from the fish. Every plant, every flower, every herb, it's got its own purpose. It's one of the things we talk about on retreats as well. Got its own purpose here on earth. It's got its own healing properties. Plenty of plants are good for the mind, good for the brain, good for the cognitive powers. Plenty of plants have got cell regeneration powers. Plenty of plants have got immunity powers. Plenty of plants are good for our eyesight, for our skin, for our respiratory health, for our circulatory health. Plenty of plants are there as blood purifiers. This little recipe combines all of those together. And this recipe I'm going to do here uses the belly section from the kingfish, which after a few days will be one of my favourite bits. Got all that good fat in it. So I think there's 3 elements to a good kingfish sashimi. One, obviously the kingfish, good fresh kingfish, slightly aged. A good drizzle, and I'll tell you a few things that I put into the drizzle, and then top with lots of mixture of good herbs, different colour herbs, different flavours, different textures, bit of crispness. So last night I used the shoulder section, mixed up tamari, so you can use soy. I try and use tamari, which is gluten-free. Sesame oil, both of those I'm using an organic version. Wasabi mixed in with those, and a bit of lime juice. So I'm just going to go for a little bit of a forage around for what I'm going to put with the belly section tonight. Let's go and see what we got. I think I've got some good chilies up behind me. Beautiful Roto Chillis, which are a mild chili. They're perennial, they go all year and then through to the next 3 years as well, so very abundant. Got some just over here, got some myoga ginger growing. Just getting to the end of that time of year where they put little shoots out, and it's nice and mild sort of ginger. Comes up with flowers around the base of the stems. Beautiful. Some pineapple stage. A good plant for cognitive health and treating anxiety. I use the leaf and also these awesome beautiful flowers that are around at the moment. This lime tree is about 4 years old now. I'm pumping out some beautiful tasting fresh limes, and next to it I've got a perennial basil plant, awesome pollinator and beautiful fresh basil smell and taste. Also got some Vietnamese mint as well. Also some fresh mint, and one of the ingredients that I think goes so well with sashimi is spring onion. I've got heaps of them everywhere in the garden. These ones are in amongst some kumara, just picking them out in amongst the kumara leaves and vines, nearly ready to harvest the kumara. And kawakawa, finally. Harvesting your kawakawa, just make sure you're picking the back leaves. The ones with holes on are the tastiest leaves, and give the chance for the front shoots to spread out and grow, especially if you're picking in the wild. This is actually out of my garden. Kawakawa is another plant with amazing medicinal properties. I'm going to add in half a red onion over the top, which just gives it a bit of extra crunch, flavour and colour. And there you have it, all the foraged ingredients out of the garden, which are going to go over the top of the sashimi and make it taste banging and look amazing as well. Then I'm going to dice all of the plants up. I'm going to start with a beautiful piece of kingfish belly. I've left the bloodline and bone in and the skin on until I need to prepare it. So I'm going to take the skin off and bloodline and bone out, and then just trim that last bit of bloodline out. And I know two people that are going to appreciate that. Apollo's a big fan of raw kingfish. Seth, on the other hand, well, he quite often just asks, am I going to get it sautéed in caper butter? With a good sharp knife, I'm going to run against the grain and reasonably finely, but still leaving the kingfish slices a little bit thick just to get some good texture on it. I'm going to keep running across and slice up enough kingfish for a good plate of sashimi. And there we go, beautiful. I'm going to transfer that over onto a plate, which you could just decorate and drizzle that with your herbs and drizzle, but I'm going to carry on and just lay it out in a nice koru pattern here as my latest way to present it. And I think it's pretty cool to honour the really good food that we're serving up on a plate here by presenting it really nicely. Then I'm going to make up a nice drizzle. So I'm mixing up soy, or I'm using tamari, sesame oil and wasabi. I'm going to pre-drizzle some sesame oil just for a bit of extra flavour over the sashimi. Then I'm going to mix up tamari, sesame oil, and then I've squirted some wasabi paste in and just give it a real good mix up. Just smash the wasabi up in the soy, put the tamari and the sesame oil. I'm going to start laying out spring onion and all the other herbs. Just going to lay it over the fillets. Lay over all the flowers, and those pineapple sage flowers just really finish this dish off, I reckon. Just real nice flavour and colours and texture. So many different textures and colours, which are the hallmarks of a good, flavoursome and healthy meal. And I'll finish off with the drizzle and then a good healthy squeeze of lime juice. If you've enjoyed this recipe, we've got plenty more over at our website, theprovider.co.nz, or even better, come and taste it yourself on a retreat. You'll also find plenty of good content and recipes and adventures on our YouTube channel, Provider Meds Wellbeing. Thank you.